Now we're going to look at adding and deleting sentences. So let's first take a look at number 6 from test 1. The writer is considering deleting the underlined sentence should the writer do this. Now I included the previous paragraph because when we look at the choices, they include things like does not provide a transition from the previous paragraph. So we need to read basically from the beginning of this paragraph and move into this paragraph to see how the sentence might operate as a transition sentence or a topic sentence. So this bleeds a little bit into our transition sentences video, which we're going to go into in a second. When you have these sentences at the beginning of paragraphs, they're very important. They can both be a topic sentence for the paragraph that's going to follow, or they can help transition from the previous paragraph into the next paragraph in a smooth fashion. So let's begin reading the first paragraph. Let's read through line 6 or sentence 6, question 6, and then we'll go and answer the question. So we actually read part of this previously. This was the paragraph about the acid whey runoff. So we'll pick up from sentence 6 right here. Yogurt manufacturers, food scientists, and government officials are also working together to develop additional solutions for reusing whey. Though these conservation methods can be costly and time-consuming, they are well worth the effort. Nutritionists consider Greek yogurt to be a healthy food. It is an excellent source of calcium and protein, serves to be a digestive aid, and it contains few calories in its unsweetened, low and non-fat forms. Greek yogurt is slightly lower in sugar and carbohydrates than conventional yogurt is. Also, because it is more concentrated, Greek yogurt contains slightly more protein per serving, thereby helping people stay whatever. Okay, so what's going on here? Should we delete this sentence? When we first read this, this seems like a good transition sentence to move us from the discussion of dealing with this pollutant, acid whey runoff, into the benefits of Greek yogurt. So why would we want to put up with dealing with this acid whey runoff? Well, because it seems costly and time consuming. Well, it's because Greek yogurt is really good for you. There's a lot of good benefits for it. So that's why it's well worth the effort. So deleting this doesn't seem like it's going to be a good idea, because then we're going to, if we don't have this sentence, we're going to go directly from this discussion of reusing whey into why nutritionists consider Greek yogurt to be healthy. It's a very choppy transition. It's not smooth. So at the very least, we're going to want to have that sentence there. So we're going to say no, or we're going to say get rid of the yeses, because we're going to want to keep the sentence. We do not want to delete those sentences. Whenever I get rid of the yeses or the nos, depending on how it goes, I do like to just read these explanations just to make sure something doesn't, I don't notice something that maybe I didn't notice the first time. So yes, because it does not provide a transition from the previous paragraph, this is exactly what this sentence does. So for that reason, we're not going to want to get rid of it. Yes, because it fails to support the main argument of the passage as introduced in the first paragraph. The main argument of this passage, as we will see, is not just about this acid whey problem. It's about the benefits and the costs, perhaps, of Greek yogurt overall. So this is not going to simply, not going to fail to support the main argument, because it's transitioning into the next part of the argument. No, because it continues the explanation of how acid whey can be disposed of safely. This does not. This moves into a different discussion. It transitions us. And indeed, we like D, no, because it sets up the argument in the paragraph for the benefits of Greek yogurt. There's your sense of transition. So we go with choice D. 28. The writer is considering deleting the underlined sentence. Should the sentence be kept or deleted? So let's again read into this paragraph. When I left my office job as a website developer at a small company. Actually, let's read a little bit farther ahead. Let's start here. Within a month, I found myself feeling isolated despite having frequent email and instant messaging contacts with my colleagues. Having become frustrated trying to solve difficult problems, no colleagues were nearby to share ideas. It was during this time that I read an article into co-working spaces. The article, published by Forbes magazine, explained that co-working spaces are designated locations that, for a fee, individuals can use to conduct their work. The spaces are usually stocked with standard office equipment such as photocopiers, printers, and fax machines. In these locations, however, the spaces often include small meeting areas and larger rooms for hosting presentations. The cost of launching a new co-working business in the United States is estimated to be approximately $58,000. So do we want this sentence? Does this pass our tests? Is this on topic? It seems like it is, because it's talking about this co-working idea. But remember, this passage is about how this person works from home, they're self-employed, and they wanted to stop working at home for various reasons and work at a other location in one of these co-working spaces. This person is not talking about specifically starting a co-working business. This is off topic, even though it seems like it has to do with co-working, because we're not talking about starting a co-working business. We're talking about using co-working spaces for our own businesses, whatever those businesses might be. So for that reason, we're not going to want to keep this. So we can get rid of A. It does not support the main topic of the paragraph, and it doesn't, as we will read, and as you would read in a little bit, it doesn't set up the main topic of the paragraph that follows. It's just totally off topic here. Deleted because it blurs the paragraph's main focus with a loosely related detail. I mean, this is exactly the kind of thing you'll see when a sentence is off topic and the language they will use. It blurs the focus of the paragraph. Deleted because it repeats information that has been provided in an earlier paragraph. When we read this portion, we will not see this specifically repeated. So for that reason, our best answer here is going to be C. Number 42, in this one, we're going to be adding a sentence. So at this point, the writer is considering adding the following sentence. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato, for example, wrote many of his works in the form of dialogues. Should we add this sentence here? And we're looking at 42, and that's going to be right here. So we want to know, do we add this sentence at that 42 box? So let's read. These days, many students majoring in philosophy have no intention of becoming philosophers. Instead, they plan to apply those skills to other disciplines. Law and business specifically benefit from the complicated theoretical issues raised in the study of philosophy. But philosophy can be just as useful in engineering or any field requiring complex analytic skills. That these skills are transferable across professions, which makes them especially beneficial to 21st century students, because today's students can expect to hold multiple jobs. Okay, we'll stop there. Should we add this sentence about the Greek philosopher Plato writing his works in the form of dialogues? On the one hand, it does have to do with philosophy. It's about Plato, of course. However, does this match what's going on in the paragraph and in the passage? This paragraph particularly is about job options and the benefits of majoring in philosophy. We're not talking about specific philosophers or about the field's content or anything like that. So this is actually off topic. So we are not going to want to add this sentence. So we can get rid of A and B, yes, because it reinforces the passage's main point about the employability of philosophy majors. It does nothing like that. It talks about Plato and how he wrote his dialogues. Yes, because it acknowledges a common counter-argument to the passage's central claim. It's not clear at all how this would be a counter-argument to the claim that philosophy prepares you for certain jobs. No, because it blurs the paragraph's focus by introducing a new idea that goes unexplained. Again, we see blurs the paragraph's focus. That's their way of saying it's off topic, and it very much is. No, because it undermines the passage's claim about the employability of philosophy majors, says nothing about their employability. So for that reason, we'll go with C.